Hello and welcome to this channel. I am Dr. Anshu coming back with the today's Hindu editorial analysis. So it's a very starting the news with the they came, they stayed, they conquered. So it's finally winning the ICC Champions Trophy over New Zealand, and it's a very proud moment for us. We won forever, and this is a very and last yesterday night was just full of the burst crackers. We played Diwali before Holi, and it's a very great moment for us, for every proud Indians. We can feel this moment. It's a personal win. So starting our the day with the thought of day. Sorry for the background noise. So coming with the thought of day is the if you focus on success, you will have stress, but if you pursue excellence, success will be guaranteed. Maybe this thought is repeated, I have already used, but it is implemented, it should be implemented in our life. We should don't only focus on success, just work upon it. So let's have a recap. First, front one is about, we already discussed about the New Zealand's claiming ICC Champions Trophy. Second is the protests continue to Manipur women in a block vital way. Second page is covering about the Madhav National Tiger Mark in MP become India's 58th tiger reserve to get more big cats soon. Delimitation DMK minister MPs to visit a 7th state to muster support. Third is about the editorial covering the empowerment of India's women with bold policies. Fourth, covering the closing the gender gap in higher judiciary and the second chance. Fifth is about the unique electoral ID numbers being duplicated. Sixth, covering about the more than 1,000 killed in Syrian communal clashes. Israel strikes Gaza ahead of ceasefire talks with Hamas. Seventh is about the sports of Rohit resilient India's keep it trust with destiny. So that's for all for today. So let's continue the session without wasting the time. The front page is just covering, it's covering the every newspaper, and it should be, because it's a very winning and proud moment for us for winning the ICC Champions Trophy from the Kiwis. So it's the it's Rohit Sharma from front spear sparkling 76 to get his side off, and there is a 105 run opening in partnership with Shubman Gill, and the spunky Kiwis through the stage a remarkable comeback. So next is protests continue in Manipur women block Hytel highway. So there is a protest that is continuing, and that was a very national highway number 2. It's Kangpoi district of Manipur, where the shutdown observed in the hill district of Chura Chandpur to affected the movement of vehicle, and the movement's indefinite shutdown by the civil society called cookie zone areas, and the proclamation of president rule in Manipur. So it's a house recognition of second leg of budget session, where finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman will have a Manipur budget, and the violence erupted in Feb 13 imposition of president rule. There's a president rule already implemented there. So there's the national highway number 2 and 37 that are a critical supply for essential and other communities. Second, covering about the Madhav National Tiger Reserve in MP become a 58th tiger reserve to get more big cats soon. So there is a Madhav Tiger Reserve in the So it's the Madhya Pradesh as a country 58th tiger reserve on the Sunday. It's the opening of. So the Bhupendra Yadav with the Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav making the announcement, and this is a 9th tiger reserve from the state to get the recognition. So there is a 58th tiger reserve with a totally latest in trend being Madhya Pradesh Madhav Tiger Reserve. So it is located in the Shivpuri district in Chambal region of the Madhya Pradesh, and reserve population has 5 tigers present, including 2 cubs born recently. So there is a 3 tigers included, 2 females introduced in Madhav National Park 2023 as a part of tiger reintroduction project in state. So it's a great strides where that the local diversity on planet Earth by PM Shri Narendra Modi will continue to make a great stride in environmental protection, wildlife conservations, which was selflessly working toward the cause. So next is moving to the today's editorial. Already we are covering from the yesterday last 2 days. We are already covered the women's empowerment, women articles editorial discussion, and again there is a third day. There is a article about the women empowerment India with bold policies, and so one more article is about the closing the gender gap. We have already discussed about why there is a no chief justice India that include females till now not appointment. So writer has given detailed analysis about what are the reasons. She is already advocate in Supreme Court. So firstly we'll cover about the empowerment of India's women with bold policies. So it's the contest on March 8th, International Women's Day. It is a pertinent to note that India is making a notable strides. Its policies playing a crucial role in transforming women access to sanitation, clean water, financial inclusion, entrepreneurship. The economic changes are reshaping the women's role in governance, workforce, and community leadership. So our on sanitation and clean water mission, there is a journey toward a significant straightforward Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. It's Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Clean India Mission, an initiative that was aimed not just at building toilets but also at improving the dignity, the safety and well-being of women across the country. The mission focused on ending open defecation especially in rural areas where women faced a heightened risk and challenges. So there is a 160 million household benefited. 160 million household benefited Swachh Bharat mission, leading to safer, healthier environments and giving a woman greater freedom and security to their daily lives. So in Rourkela, the Ma Tarni self-help group took initiative to address sanitation and the needs of leprosy patients, a marginalized group often excluded from such efforts, by constructing community toilet with enhanced water supply. Building on SPM access, the Jal Jeevan mission was introduced that to ensure every household access to safe and reliable. From mission, there is a 70% of India's rural household had a tap water connection, and 150 million households now have a tap water, lighting to daily the burden women faces. So next is the 7.4% increase in women participation in agriculture and allied workers, particularly in states such as Bihar, Jharkhand, where female labor force participation was low. Between 1723, rural female participation jumped from 24.6% to 41.5%. So this is the increase that increased the workforce participation and the freeing women from daily chore of water collection. This initiative unlocking the new opportunities of economic independence. So what is the women-led business financial inclusion? Economic transformation is nearly increasing in entrepreneurs and financial inclusion. Over 73,000 startups have with least one female director, and there is a women initiative growing a presence of women in business leadership, standing up India scheme, and Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana played a key role in expansion. The Stand Up India scheme has actioned 53,609 crore for loans and 236,000 entrepreneurs, while Mudra Yojana sanctioned 30.6 lakh crore for 51.41 lakh crore loans, with a 68% loan going to women. So there is also a scheme of financial initiatives such as BharatNet and Prime Minister Wi-Fi Access Network Interface PM Wani. These schemes can be important. So there is a lot of schemes covering here for the women initiative to giving the empowerment in India's for women with a bold policy. So for entrepreneurship, the PM Wani that will cover the 2,47,000 Wi-Fi hotspot, 2,14,000 Gram Panchayat, and under 300 million. And there is also one scheme is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. More than 300 billion bank accounts have been opened for women, fostering the financial independence and economic participation. So women-led enterprise also making inroad into e-commerce and government procurement on government e-marketplaces GEM portal. Women entrepreneurs now make 8% of total seller base. So this digital platform proving a game to be changer for small scale entrepreneurs, and it's a Reena Kirar, an entrepreneur from Madhya Pradesh, run the Girja Devi on Jan Kalyan Samiti GEM portal business expand. So women representation in governments, there is the implementation of 33% of reservation for a woman in legislative bodies, which will redefine the corridors of power. And today the women are not merely participants, they are decision makers steering the nation toward a more inclusive future. There is also a constituting of 46% of elected representative. It's a 46% of elected representatives with a more women leadership positions, government's roles, family priorities of families and communities, areas such as healthcare, education, public safety, uh, and that has seen improvement driven by unique perspectives. And the evolution in leadership highlights a broader discourse that commitment to empowering a woman in governance not only strengthen the democracy but also pave the sustainable. So there's also participations in across a various sector like STEM, science, technology, engineering, and sports governance too. Sport governance and entrepreneurship. Today, women make 43% of STEM graduates, contributing 23. And Mr. Modi aptly started a G20 ministerial conference on women government for growth, innovations, social progress, policy supporting the skill development. And now focus is now sustaining the momentum, ensuring the progress translate into lasting changes for future generation. This article is very beautifully presented, consisting of many schemes that for empowerment of India's women. So just let's have a recall what we have covered in this. Firstly is for the on sanitation and clean water missions, we have one scheme is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan mission. First is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan mission. Second is about one more in which there is a open defecations, toilets, and initiative is like have it. Next one is about in Rourkela, there is a Ma Tarni self-help groups 2 initiative to address the sanitation needs for leprosy patient. Next is about the Jal Jeevan mission. Third scheme is for ensuring that every household have a access safe and reliable drinking water. For women participation, 70% Indian rural household have tap water. Next is JJM is cover. Now it's a women financial inclusion, in which the startups 73,000 startups have been taken. Like first one is it's a stand up India scheme. Sorry. So it's a stand up India scheme and Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana already covered. There is a for digital connectivity use PM Wani. It's Prime Minister Wi-Fi access network interface. Next is the for the making the financially strong. It's a Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. And on government e-market, GEM portal is open for a women entrepreneurs. Next is it is already covered. And women Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana I have already covered. So there is a governance for in representation in government. There is a 30% reservation in women legislature bodies and 46% for elected representative in Panchayati Raj institution. Or how the contribution of STEM we have discussed. So I have given the detailed analysis of this editorial and also have the summary. So concluding to this article, moving to the next is one more article related to families. That's why there is a closing gap of gender gap in higher judiciary. So this writer is a senior advocate of Supreme Court of India, and she has given the detailed analysis of what are the inner reasons of not participating. There is not a participation of women at the Chief Justice, and why there is not so much a gender gap in higher judiciary. So it's about the last 100 year in India. The first woman lawyer is it's Cornelia Sorabji was entitled to practice in 1924, the first woman lawyer. And since the number of women lawyers increased, several women have been designated as senior advocates, and there have many women judges in lower judiciary. So inequalities at top. There is a remain a glass of ceiling for women in higher judiciary. The share of women in judges in High Court is only 14.27%, 109 out of 764. In 8 High Court, the number of the number of women judges is limited to 1. It's only 1. And the High Courts of Uttarakhand, Meghalaya, like Tripura, have no women judge. In which the Allahabad High Court is the largest high court country with 79 judges present, and there is only 3 women judges, 2%. Not only there disproportionately low number of women judges in high courts. So there are also appointments later than men. So the average age of appointment in men is 51.8 years, but for female it's 53 years. So the women judges do not reach there. The position of seniority out of 25 high courts, so Gujarat High Court has women chief justice. So the number of Supreme Court are much worse, with only two judges serving at a present is Justice B.V. Bhagwanath and Justice Bela Trivedi. Justice Bela Trivedi is due to the retire in June 25, and the top court left with just one woman judge. And since 28 judges have been appointed to Supreme Court, not a single of them is woman. Over last 75 years, the Supreme Court has elevated 9 men from bar directly to Supreme Court, but only one woman has been elevated directly from bar to court. Many justification is given that women candidates are not enough, women with seniority, or that which do not want to become a judge. All of this is merely top dressing, when the underlying factor is the deep inequality. To borrow the analogy of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, one of the main causes for inclusion of women from the higher judiciary is deep rooted and system inequality. The writer is telling that it's a the only one reason is system inequality, where women are seen as inferior with a legal profession, and women lawyer nominated for judgeship facing heightened scrutiny, and far from compromising on merit, women are almost always required to prove merit more than men. We have also collegium system of appointments which opaque and non-transparent. They are no clearly stated criteria of eligibility merit, and there is no transparency in process. So in 2020, it's 9 women. 9 women were recommended by collegium for appointment to high courts, but were not confirmed of this. 5 were only to be rejected. And this was as we celebrate International Women's Day, 75 years of Supreme Court. We need a transformation for our courts. Constitutional court have been gender equal in two sense, where women are working, serving a leading equal measure, especially on bench. So step toward equality is representations. Women representation is the key ensuring that could represent their citizens and have a sound judgment, having equal number of signals. So first is the collegium could frame a transparent process and provide a clear criteria for appointment. Second is that the focus is on gender diversity while making appointments, and there is a present clear consideration. Gender diversity is taken to such account to ensure that at least one third of higher judiciary, if not half, composed of women. So this will mandate the judiciary capable of upholding constitutionalism, the rule of law in the country. Justice Indira Banerjee, former judge of Supreme Court, famously said in one of her interviews that she did not want a fanfare when she was appointed just because she was a woman, and we have ensured that women appointments to Supreme and High Court. And High Courts are so normalized that it does not seem out ordinary at all. These are the reasons the writer has discussed at the deep level. So concluding this article and moving to next is the second chance. So already there was a proposal of Trump government for the Iran nuclear energy deal, and that proposal was rejected by Iran. So then now the US government, Donald Trump, has given the second chances and reasons to be worried dialogue proposal. So the plans was supposed to 2015 a joint comprehensive plan of action, JCPO, better known as Iran nuclear deal. And Mr. Trump, within his term of first president 27 to 21, unilaterally withdraw the US from agreement in May 2018, and Iran was fully compliant with the term of Mr. Trump and then adopted his maximum pressure policy aimed at forcing Iran to renegotiate the deal, which moved the sent letter to Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khan to reopen the dialogue and risk military actions, where Mr. Khamenei said some bullying government insist on talks. So in 2013, the Tehran had taken back Barack Obama ventures and Hassan Rouhani presidency for awards some nuclear weapons in return for lifting the world's international sanctions. So in 2018, when Mr. Trump imposed the maximum pressure, Iran responded with a maximum resistance. The mutual Brexit escalated the global tension. Saudi Arabia, world facilitators, it came under the attack of Iran shot down an American drone, and US assassinated the gen. It's a Qasem Soleimani and Tehran related while a missile strike in White House exists. and his hope and reason has seen dramatic to develop. So today Iran is a weaker than what it was in 2020. The Israel war against the Hamas and Hezbollah has weakened the axis of resistance. Last year saw Israel and Iran exchange attacks. The fall of Syria's Assad regime and Tehran, only state ally in the West Asia, shrank the. So it's already the drawback is coming, and they are supporting Israel. So they don't basically they Trump government want the Iran to their own side so that they don't support the Syria, and also they don't want to involve, and the reason is basically it consists of the minerals and very it's area is very rich mineral depositions, and but then their neighboring Syria and they all are creating a massive violence, and already the fluent of the Asar Basad Ali of that led already the violence in that region. So the great military risk provided have America backing, and amid challenges that Iran reportedly possesses a high grade fuel to produce weapons. So Mr. Trump has acknowledged this with his that we are reaching critical point. US want to resolve the nuclear problem, and Iran want lasting economy and diplomatic reprise. So beneath this hostility dialogue, there is no harm in giving second chance. So that's for all. Moving to the next, it's about the what are the unique electoral number duplicated. So it's already the epic number. It's the electoral already we have discussed the epic with the blessings of election commission of JC, that there are the additional names we are adding in. Already the voters were less, but how the voters got suddenly increases during the voting time. So there is the epic is about the it consists of 10 numbers. Its epic is already known as electors photo identity card, which consisting of 10 numbers issued by the EC to reach the voters, and alphanumeric to assign each impersonations. So there is a to induce the electoral transparency, and the Personalization Act was introduced in 1993. So Aeronet is a web-based and platform developed for election officials. So the commission said that allotment of identical epic number has been from the different states of UT, and prior to the shifting the toll database, etc number extra allotted, and however the electors may be identical, and other details, geographic detail, constituencies are irrespective of epic number. So just have a one look about this, how it is voters being duplicated there. Sixth, there's already the 1000 killed in Syrian communal violence. About the Syrian leader, that is Mohammed Al-Azwan Ahmad, also called for a peace on Sunday after the 100 were killed in coastal areas in the worst communal violence after the fall of the Bashar al-Assad, that already they has flew to the Russia, and the country is wholly have attacking itself. There is a communal violence also. 1000 people had been killed in 2 days fighting the human rights biased. So they are just there are two types of that Shia Sunni leaders, and the it's a leader that Al-Basar is an imam related to the Sunni community, and as they don't they just ending like the Bangladesh case where the Rahman Muzabir that who supported that community, they are just removing their signs from their by attacking on that peoples. In the same way this is happening here also. The classes linked to the new Islamist ruler and fighter from the Mr. Asad al-Wahid sect. They're fighting from the new rulers and the fighter from Mr. Asad sect, and the country has characteristic of survival, and circulation is already in Syria is expected challenges. So the last December he was overthrown last December, and affected dynasty. His family marked the severe repression. His father and he was ruled from last 50 years, and the same leader is ruling there. So just created a it's created a like a dominancy there. So the people were not so the people having their own issues, that not supporting their community, and lot of personal problems increases. There is a members were 200 of their members killed in the clashes in former army, and the thousands of were armed supporter new leaders. So next is the Israel also strikes the Gaza ahead of ceasefire talk with Hamas. already the fragile ceasefire is prepared, fresh talks in Adolonia and future truce. So despite the end of the crucial phase walk between both sides, now it's returning to the all-out war, and there have been a sporadic violences Sunday. So the Israel says prefer to extension of one phase until the mid-April and cut off to Gaza to emphasis. It's impasses, and Hamas representative met mediation in Cairo over the weekend. These all the it's it all are important for the geographical map of location. Located questions can be asked the neighboring countries, and these countries are very much in news as in current affair also. So just have a look of one time up at the map also. So next is about the sports news. They've already covered that how the Rohit Gill added a lone century stand to for the first wicket in 2025 Champions Trophy. Rohit Kohli notch up the impressive record in ICC tournament. Michelle knack of scoring the ICC while the knockout games, and India emerges a champion with impossible all records. So Rohit resilient India keeps try with tryst with their destiny. So it's so finally this is for all. Let's have a recap. Let's have a summary and ending this session. The front page covering about the gusty India ages past New Zealand to claim ICC Champions Trophy. Protests continue in Manipur, block the vital highway. Second is about the Madhav National Tiger Reserve in MP. India has become 58 tiger reserve to get big cats soon. And also the delineation DMK Minister MP support as 7 states to muster the support. We covered the detailed analysis about the empowerment of India's women in bold policies. What are the schemes there? Fourth is about the closing the gender gap in higher judiciary and the second chance to the Iran government. Fifth is about the electoral numbers of being duplicated. Sixth is about the communal clashes in 1,000 killed in Syrian. And seventh is about the Rohit resilient India keep tryst with destiny. So that's for today. Now ending this session with a sweet note. Just work hard on yourself, no matter how the days are going. One day from day one, it's a journey that you have to keep patience, and everything will be going to be smooth. So thank you. Give me a feedback. If you are new to my channel, just look the content. If you like it, hit the subscribe button, and for the keeping updated to this channel. So thank you and good night.